Hello Internet, and welcome back to my Sky Island playthrough. In the last episode we started our next expedition and began exploring the countryside. Now we did find the stone barn, which comes with a sign that pointed us towards Rubik, so in the future we'll be able to meet them, possibly, depending on where we come in our next expedition. And then we were just gathering miscellaneous materials. We grabbed some rocks in case maybe we could make a forge in the future. We found several objects that we needed to upgrade our shelter. We found the $10 bill, which we needed. We found handfuls of leaves as well as some sand. All of those things will enable us to possibly have some upgrades in the future, so that's great. Really, as long as we're making progress towards those things, I think we can consider it a successful expedition. And with that, I think we're back. We have 7 warp pulses left, so we have plenty of time to do a little bit of exploring. We've already reached Extract, more or less. I see we do actually have a radio tower a lot closer. One of the things that we need is wires, and there are chain link fences at these radio towers. So my thought was we were going to go over to this one and try to see if we could maybe get to just the very outskirts of town to try and obtain those hinges and cardboard boxes that we were looking for. Alternatively, we could detour up to this one. That way we guarantee, because we don't know what this one looks like, and if we walk all the way over here, we're obviously not going to double all the way back to this radio tower. So I think actually we're going to head north in this one, see if we can grab some wires just to guarantee them and get them out of the way. And of course we'll climb that just to get a better vision radius. And then we're going to head over here, and hopefully this area is a little bit clear. There's a parking lot. A playground can be pretty problematic, but if we're just slipping into the houses at the very outskirts, I don't know, maybe it'll be okay, I guess. I don't know. Let's head north here, I think, is what we're going to do. Is probably the most guaranteed way to get something that we need, I think, is just the best way to do it. And additionally, vehicles can now spawn on bridges, so we might pop across a vehicle while we're doing that. So let's just head north here. Hey everyone, welcome back. Always happy to be playing the game, you know, just to get a little bit of fun in the day. I just finished editing 2 of the previous episodes that we did yesterday, so I'm pretty aware of what we were doing, so that's pretty unusual. Usually when I come back to an episode, I have really no idea what I was trying to do, but yeah, so it's nice to have a fresh, remember what we actually did. So I thought I saw sandbags, but it didn't trigger anything saying we saw enemies. Now I believe this is a minefield, correct? Warning sign, a triangular signpost painted white with a red border designed to easily catch the eye. Danger minefield. Yeah, so I'm not sure how minefields work anymore. They can spawn at the edges of bridges. That's what I thought this was as we were coming down here. But usually they're closer to the straight part of the bridge. Oh, I see. It spawned on this bridge. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. Now, unfortunately, I don't know how minefields work anymore. It used to be that there were 4 signposts at each corner, right? 1 at each corner, so you knew where the minefield was. Now this only has 2 minefield posts, so I don't actually know where in here the minefield is. I assume it's not at the front. It looks like it's designed to basically you would come this way, get to the minefield, and then the barricade would be behind the minefield. Unfortunately, because of the map gen, the way it spawned here, that doesn't really make sense, because obviously right here all there is a radio tower. But I'm going to say the minefield is in here, and we can probably safely approach the barricade from the rear here, which yeah, this is an army guy, so we will get some army gear, and it's not filthy, which is really good. And corpses tend to have less damage to their items, it seems like. Although I'm looking at the items here, it doesn't look like that's the case. I always thought on a spawned corpse you had better durability. They weren't as destroyed as when you find them on a zombie, but maybe that's not the case. Anyway, we got some bottles here, a hatchet, always a good little find to have a nice little axe, and there's that entrenching tool. Remember we talked in a previous episode about how I basically said we probably don't even need the digging stick because we'll find whatever the tool soldiers carry is. I forget what I called it, but it wasn't entrenching tool. I was getting the word wrong. But also a Stanag magazine, which is really good because we don't have very many of those. I think we have 1. And then this guy, I don't know if he'll have a weapon on him, but we'll check that, of course, and we'll try to pop these crates. I don't know if they can have good things, and this military truck looks like it's in great shape, so we might take this as well. Although I'm not sure how you get around the sandbags. Oh, and we obtained sand in the last episode, but I bet you can smash these for sand as well, so we could have just done that. Although you don't bank on finding a barricade like this. What are the odds that you would? All right, we're going to go up here. Hopefully we don't minefield explode, would be pretty terrible. But but I'm assuming, you know, where the people would be at the barricade, you would be able to safely walk. So you spotted a landmine to the west. Yeah, where? Okay, so it does clearly extend further south than the signs, which is alarming because I really thought it would be within the boundaries of the sign. But yeah, and we're definitely not trying to take these apart. I know some people are like, yeah, you can totally take them apart and get landmines. We're not doing that. That's ridiculous. We're going to get blown up if we do that. So let's pop these crates here. A landmine. Who would have guessed? It's a landmine. Okay, I mean, you're half of a liter and you're like 5 pounds. I bet you have a lot of barter value. Only $5, really. You would think that someone like, I don't know, the Hub or something would really want landmines to kind of, I mean, they don't have any, I guess, at their base, so why would they want them? We'll take it. I don't know. I'm like nervous even handling a landmine, but okay, that's fine. And we'll pop the other crate, get another landmine. Sure. And because of the proximity of landmines, I also don't know about driving this vehicle out of here. Obviously we want a vehicle, but this is scary because a landmine can instantly end your run. So let's pulp the corpse here, see what they've got on them. Obviously we'll take the MREs and the entrenching tool. Army bayonet, not super important to me, but I wonder if we could use that to craft a knife spear. The current issue army bayonet, before the cataclysm anyway, it's thick, heavy, and surprisingly sharp. Bayonet functions as a wire cutter and a mediocre saw for cutting through aircraft fuselage. That the handle and tang can be completely disassembled from the blade is surely a fact of great comfort to the soldier, survivalist, and you. You have no idea what that means. I assume that means we could use it for a knife spear because we could take apart the handle and just have the bladed end that we could use to craft a spear. Yeah, at the bottom here it says you could use this to craft a knife spear, makeshift knife spear, and simple knife spear. So we will take the army bayonet as well. Take the chocolate bar, why not? Now people love these Molly rucksacks and Molly web belts, but I'm not super familiar with how they work. I will take the belt at least. I suppose we'll take the backpack because it is just a backpack that's huge. Let's look at the +2 here. It has some attachments apparently. 2 pockets with capacity. It's attached with a carabiner or strap and a pouch for a hydration pack. So could we take this apart for a hydration pack? Or does that mean it has a slot for a hydration pack but it doesn't actually have one? It looks like these are the 2 that are filled. Attached with a carabiner. 3 additional encumbrance, makes noise, tucked between your back and your backpack. Yeah, so I'm not familiar with the like modular system here. It looks like it has an integrated H2O pouch, so I'm not sure why it says pouch also for a hydration pack. I thought that's what that was. So I'm not familiar with the modular nature of these, but we will take this. Someone, you know, if you're watching this and you love the Molly pack, expound upon its virtues in my comments. Let me know why I should care about these things, because I'm not opposed to it. I just don't know enough about it, frankly. Portal to the Cat Dimension t-shirt. I mean, you're in good condition. Always nice to have a t-shirt. And we'll take the sheath for the bayonet as well. I didn't even see that. We might as well take a backup army helmet. Why wouldn't we? You know, again, we have all this. Oh, we're overweight. Is it because of... Why are we overweight? We do have that storage battery from a previous episode that's pretty heavy. We really don't want to be going around super overweight. We'll see if we can drop some stuff after we pick this up and have a look. Other than that, let's have a look at the dog tags. These recently got special attached like flavor text to them as well. So here we have 2 oval discs attached to a chain worn by military personnel for identification. They have inscribed Margareta Gamez, it looks like. I'm not familiar with that name. Hopefully I said that correctly. And then we have a serial number. They are a B positive blood type and they appear to be an atheist. Do they still put religious preferences on dog tags? They probably do, right? Because like if you have like last rites, if you're Catholic or whatever, probably they do. Or if, I guess if you're like hospitalized and you're not super functional and they want to have like a religious person come comfort you, they might not know your preference, so it would be on your dog tag. I don't know. That's a weird thing to include in my opinion. Combat blouse. I think this is just literally a camo top. Basically, you might call it a jacket, but it's really a blouse. It has a pocket for your pen. Okay, we really don't need more clothes at this time, so let's pick these things up and then let's have a look at our weight and see what we can drop here. So our weight is 145 pounds. We do need more materials. So obviously the storage battery is going to be the heaviest thing that we have on our person. We can drop some of this metal. Like I said, I think we have like 25 pounds of chunks of steel. We don't necessarily need those things. I remember we did pick up a bunch of crap from the forest, so we really don't need like all the pine boughs and pine cones and stuff like that. So we could get rid of some of those things. It doesn't look like that would be very much weight, to be honest. Let's drop like 2 chunks of steel. How much are these? Oh, it's only 3 pounds. I thought we picked up like 30 pounds of this stuff. Let's not get bogged down in that. Okay, so what can we drop? Well, does the rucksack have a bunch of stuff in it? I don't think so. It was it was empty. We could drop a bunch of this sand. We really don't need a whole bunch, but it's only like 5 pounds. We could drop the landmines. That's like 10 pounds right there. We really don't need landmines. I mostly took them because why wouldn't you take them? They're a random item that you very rarely see. We can drop the birch bark. We're not going to need that. Handfuls of leaves can't possibly be very heavy. The pine boughs, they're not super heavy, but we really don't need all of them either. Same with the rocks. Obviously, we're getting a lot of weight from the rocks, but I kind of want to keep the rocks. If we drop, they're like 12 pounds for 8 of them. I mean, it's not nothing, but we don't need to drop all of them. And I don't see a lot of other options here. Obviously, we want to keep the storage battery. We could drop the lug wrench. We really don't need that. I just took that because we had all this free space. So let's just drop that stuff for now, and let's have a look at the rest of the stuff laying around this particular barricade. It's always nice to have a hatchet. Looks like there is a tent here. I'm just being cautious because I don't know what's going on with the landmine placement, and I don't want to get murdered here. Just a blanket and pillowcase in there. Let's grab this Stanag magazine, and then let's go like super out of the way so we don't accidentally walk on a landmine as we approach here. And we'll hop this fence. So the other thing I'm worried about is like, what if the map gen borked and it spawned mines inside the radio tower? Would be super, super scary. But let's not worry about that for now. If we blow up, we blow up. Let's wield our hammer. Should be in here somewhere. We'll wield the hammer, store an inventory, and we will smash some of this fencing here. They did change smashing to where it should be like cumulative. It doesn't look like we're doing too well here though. 14 wires. I don't know how many we need for crafting, so let's grab that and check our crafting menu. I would love to wait to get my stamina back, but let's just wait like 1 minute, see if that gets rid of it. Okay, that's good enough. So let's check our crafting menu to see how many wires we need. The wires were for, I don't remember what the wires were for. Okay, so for the scouting lens, empower the island, unlock a permanent thing, scouting 1, which I think is the one that raises your vision radius when you first spawn on the map. Now we actually have all of these materials back at base. Maybe we're missing a pipe, but I'm pretty sure wires were the only thing that we were missing. So we should have everything to upgrade that when we get back to base. That'll be nice as well. I'm trying to think anything else. So we only needed 5 wires, but we'll take the extras for like just to have them for crafting. We could continue smashing here to try and get a pipe, but yeah, okay, so that worked out. So we'll take the pipe. How big are you? 2 pounds. I mean, it's not great, but it's not terrible. Take the pipe fittings as well. They're a pound. Good lord, it's a 1.1 pounds for pipe fittings. Okay, so let's stick to kind of the periphery just on the off chance. Let's wield our bat as well. And let's just, just in case there are landmines, and we'll pop in here, see if there's anything of value. Camo dust mask, steel toe boots. No, weight's kind of at a premium right now. Oh, there's a lot of stuff in here. Oh, I mean, we're definitely taking like the actual skill books, of course. That's really good. I didn't know there could be books in here. We got 3 books. How about that? I didn't expect to get any books on this excursion, so that's really good. Processor board, no idea what you're for, but we'll take you as a spare part, why not? And I suppose we should take the medium battery out of the laptop computer here. Now we looked at laptops previously and we couldn't find a way to like look at their files. We can read stored books. Okay, so there's no stored books by default. Again, I don't even know if that's possible to have them spawn with recipes and things. We don't have any SD cards. External storage, we don't have anything. Apparently we can play games, dig into local files. We tried this before and it said I don't have the skills. Your understanding of computer devices is not good enough to find anything. What is our computer's skill? It's a skill I often neglect because it's just not super relevant in the game. It's a 1. I mean, a 1, or is it 1? Yeah, so at practical skill level, we're at 99% of the way to level 1 because we have that very slight skill rust. So we are, you know, technically not even level 1 here. But yeah, I don't know. I think skill level 1 would be adequate to figure things out. Why are we damp? What a weird... I'm soaked. My left foot, did I walk through a puddle? I didn't know that. Okay, it doesn't matter. So let's unload the laptop here and we'll take the battery because we don't necessarily need another laptop. So we'll just drop that. I think we took 1 or 2 laptops back with us on our first expedition. I suppose I could be misremembering, but you know, doesn't really matter. I can't really think of anything we need a laptop for at the moment. I guess we dropped it here. You unload your laptop. It's not in our inventory anymore. Yeah, so I guess it got put down. That's fine. So let's just pop up here, get our vision radius like we wanted. We can climb straight up. We would have seen a wasp nest by now, I think. Apparently climbing uses stamina. I didn't know that. I mean, it makes tons of sense. I just didn't know that. Check our vision radius. Oh yeah, huge vision radius. Love that. That's fantastic. Apparently you get the stamina sound even when you're in this menu, so we'll wait another minute here. Alright, so what is this D that I'm seeing over here? I'm curious about this. A dump site. Okay, what about this? S's. A steel mill. Okay. So yeah, between these 2 excursions, we've revealed like kind of an enormous amount of space on this side of the map between the road map and the towers that we climbed, all that kind of stuff. So that seems pretty good. And you can tell too, when we climbed this one up here, I forget where it is. It must be like central to this big circle here. When we climb the radio tower back there, you'll see it's much smaller. That's the difference because now we actually have our binoculars on us. So you can see just how much more significant of a radius is revealed when you actually have those binoculars. It seems really good. Alright, so let's get out of here. We got what we wanted. I suppose, I mean, we could try driving this vehicle. I'm really afraid we're going to blow ourselves up if we do this. Can I drag these crates? I can, so let's get these out of here. I don't know how we would even... Well, we'll figure it out. Let's just get these crates out of the way for now. And I don't think smashing adjacent to the landmines could possibly trigger them. Yeah, we spotted another landmine. Who would have guessed? So let's check the vehicle here. It's missing a fuel tank, so never mind, we're not going to be driving this. Oh well, anything we could maybe steal from it? I don't think there's anything we would want here. Yeah, lacking a fuel tank, lacking a car battery, so not going to be able to use that, unfortunately. Doesn't look like there are items in the trunk, so never mind. So much for that. Okay, so let's get back on the road here. I guess I won't use auto move, we'll just do it manually, not a big deal. Would have been nice to have a vehicle to help clear this kind of this corner here, but it's fine. What the heck is this? Retirement Community Park. Oh, that's nice. For the old people. Community blah 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 administration building. I don't think I've been to one of these outside of testing. When they were first added, like, I don't know, probably like a year and a half ago, I tested this location, explored it a little bit. I know there's a start scenario that starts you in the retirement community, but I've never actually... I don't think I've been to one of these organically, only ever in testing. So I suppose we'll go check the extraction point here. We might as well swing by. We're going to pass it regardless, and it's going to take the map tile away from us, so we're not going to know really where it is anyway. My family just got home. Kind of sounds like my niece might be here. Probably should go down and put in an appearance and be a good uncle at some point, I guess. 4.6 by 30 millimeter casing. Okay, I'm not familiar with that particular casing or caliber or whatever. And I thought we saw the edge of the extraction. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah. Reach one of the exit points is successfully completed. Hooray! So let's pop in here. There's the red carpet, of course. Yeah, we're not going to extract right now, so let's just head down here. Honestly, just head over to the other radio tower and see what we can see from there. More dead bodies. Do we have safe mode on? We do, so if we like came across Amigo or whatever, we would find it. Now my family is texting me. My 1099 came. Hooray. So I get to do my taxes. I guess that's great news. Okay. So really just basic clothing here. Nothing that we want. I think I'm going to continue taking like the cash out of wallets because like I'm nervous now that I'm maybe misremembering and we needed more than just the $10 bill, so I don't want to go back and not have what I need. Other than that, we've got the food place loyalty cards. Not sure why a person needs 5 loyalty cards. That's probably a mistake, but okay. And I know we needed one of those. I'm pretty sure we got one, but we'll take those as well. Bikini bottoms, again, I really kind of am noticing more and more that these spawn entirely too frequently. Bisexual flag stockings, sport, none of that's really necessary. So we'll just leave that stuff behind and we'll head over here to this radio tower. A lot of body drops, by the way, a lot more than I remember. I see a cluster of something. What are you? Turkeys. Get out of here, turkeys. Large and colorful game bird native to the forests of North America. Its head and beak are covered in fleshy protuberances. Alright, yeah, not going to be able to get to the turkeys. I'm pretty sure we could, fight a turkey, but I'm guessing they're just going to run away. Remember, we do need corpses for one of our upgrades. Really, you're not afraid of me. I wonder if I attack you, are you all going to become hostile? They probably do, right? Listen, I'm not saying we can't take 15 turkeys, but I am saying it would be like the most embarrassing way for me to die. Let's hit them up on the way back from our expedition. Let's not do that now and possibly get murdered. One of them is fleeing. I mean, you're the smartest turkey I've ever seen. Look at you, smarter than all your little gaggle of friends. Okay, so it looks like the exact same layout, so we should... Oh, hello. Yeah, did not expect a bunch of zombies to be this close. That's really not great. Okay, so we're right at the edge of town here, and unfortunately, remember we were hoping to just slip in like one building and grab what we needed. The fact that the windows are all broken out makes me think they spawned in here and broke out, so maybe is not the best place for us to be. They are thankfully all base level zombies, so we don't really have to worry about that. But yeah, the terrain in this area is not really set up to our advantage here. Obviously, we can use the fence to our advantage and kind of lure them around if we had to, but the issue is there's no favorable terrain and we don't have a spear, so we can't attack through the fence here. I believe if you had a spear you can actually attack through these fence tiles without issue, so not great. Really no forest around either for us to use to our advantage, so these might be like stand-up fights, and we haven't really had any stand-up fights since we started the game. Our skill levels still are not that good. We have currently a 1 in bash weapons and a 1 in melee, so we're not exactly going to be hitting super reliably in melee without some kind of terrain advantage. I'm trying to think. I suppose we could go in and fight them on the counters. We would have a few turns before it got up here to us where we could possibly pull those counters around so they're in a little bit more of a favorable position. You can't actually mount these particular shelving units or lockers, so we can't really use those to our advantage. We can use unmountable terrain like that to kind of choke point them so they can only come one at a time, but they can also just smash those things. So that's not usually worth preparing the battlefield quite that much. So I think, I don't know if this is the right play, but I think we're going to go up here, smash in the window, pop in, and see if we can kind of drag... How do we want to do this? Kind of into a checkerboard pattern with these counters, I think would be maybe the right way to do this, but there's also like some awkwardness here. This is not like the best way to do this. I don't know, man. How much is a penalty? It's only a 200 penalty as well. Yeah, this might be a little bit of a rough fight. Oh, I didn't even notice these have regular doors. I thought they had metal doors. So we actually can get the hinges that we need right here. We don't actually have to go to the house, although we still need a cardboard box. So, all right, well, I guess let's see if this guy comes barreling through the windows at us here. And this is about as good as we're going to be able to prepare this terrain, unfortunately. So hopefully he gets cut up a little bit as he moves into the window, or she, or whatever. Yeah, 4 out of 5 ticks of damage. So, I mean, that's something. We forgot to drop our backpack. Let's drop our backpack. I don't know how long that takes. You might be able to move again, so let's step back here. Of course you step on the one non-problematic piece of terrain. Of course you did, so this is not really working in our favor. Okay, and we were able to put you down. So a little bit clumsy there. Again, this is not exactly like the most optimal setup to deal with this stuff. I suppose we'll put the, well, let's I guess we'll start luring Oh, where did the other 5 of you go? We saw 6 of them. Man, I would just like a cardboard box at this point. We would really like to get into one of these houses. There were 6 of them. It triggered a feral mechanic is in there. So is this another like feral building? Would be, I don't think so. It would be boarded up. So they're over there. I don't know what they're attacking, but the fact that they're so clustered means we're not going to be able to break them up very efficiently. Yeah, what were you guys fighting? What is this? Feudal fighter. So one of those stupid, really dumb, one of those, I hate these so much. They're like, oh, we want to add NPCs to the game, but we don't actually want them to be NPCs. We just want them to get murdered immediately. I hate that idea so much. So yeah, they were all clustered to fight that guy. I don't know how we're going to break up such a tight cluster like this. We're gonna have to wait for them to move off, but we can't really wait because we're under time pressure. Looks like we got a tough zombie that sees us. Yeah, so I'm wondering if the feudal fighters spawned in here and then the zombies saw them and that's why the windows are broken out, but we maybe can creep into the kitchen without triggering like their vision and stuff from the front of the house. Maybe we could do that and try to just find any kind of cardboard box in one of these shelves or something. I don't know what to do, but let's fall back here and deal with this top zombie as well. Family member coughing up a storm. I don't know if you can hear that. Looks like they are still approaching. So let's pop in here. This one's going to be a little bit worse of a fight because of it being a tough zombie. Oh, and we got the feral mechanic. How did we get the feral mechanic? You were so far away. So how loud is our pistol is my question, because the feral mechanic, I don't know what it has. I'm assuming it's like a pipe wrench, which could really mess us up. So let's check our pistol. What's the noise on this? Loudness with current fire mode 80. So I think the mechanic's not going to have armor, but it's going to take us several turns to put down the tough zombie, and because of the mechanic following it, we're not going to be able to maneuver very quickly or easily, and we're probably not going to deal with the tough one before the mechanic becomes an issue. So I actually think the safest bet here is to literally just use our pistol. Not only that, but we kind of want to continue training that skill level anyway, just because we're going to be relying on our pistol pretty heavily. And unfortunately, it's very close to us already, so I'm a little worried about that. But we should be able to pop off with our pistol and not have this horde come up here. I think that's just the safest way to do things. And then if we have to grab our bag and retreat, we can do that. So unfortunately, it's going to take us a turn here to activate our holster and get our pistol, draw the Beretta, and unfortunately we have to drop our bat as well, which is not ideal. So let's just see if we can put a few rounds in you folk here. Looks like we're getting great aim. It's not moving. Why aren't you moving is my question. So we'll take a shot there. Let's have a look, see what your health is. 3. Okay, I mean, it's not terrible. I'm expecting you guys to move at some point. Why aren't you moving here? Current aim moves to fire. Okay, the mechanic did take a step away. You are nearly dead and you're bleeding. What I want to do... How long is it going to take me to wear this backpack? Where does it say that? It doesn't say. Let's look at the backpack. Does it really not say how long it takes to put on a backpack? Let's step outside. We'll let that one start to bleed. I don't know if the mechanic has a ranged attack like the other ferals do. And that did nearly kill you. You're heavy bleeding. I don't want to retreat and just let it bleed out because it might have a ranged attack, which could be a problem. Although we're wearing the Kevlar vest now, which will like deal with the majority of small rocks that they would throw at us. But we'll just let it tick up once or twice and we'll take another shot here. And you're very nearly dead. So now... we don't really want to run, and there's a big zombie coming as well, but you're so slow we can deal with you if we have to deal with you manually. Man, so there's really like 11 zombies right here, huh? Just in this one little corner of the map where you would expect there to be almost none. So our melee weapon is inside the building. They're both bleeding out, but it will take a few turns for them to do so, especially this one because it's not really that injured. I mean, it's injured, but it's not close to death. So let's just hoof it back a few steps and see what we can see here. I would expect you to drop. I really don't want to have to... I mean, we can go back and get the melee weapon. We can dance around the heavy zombie without issue. So let's just back off. You should be dead. There we go. So you died. Again, I didn't hear the death sound effect. I noticed that in a previous episode. Is that just because I took bad hearing, poor hearing? I was going to say hard of hearing, but that's not right. So is that just why I'm not hearing the death sounds and things like that, I guess? And we'll let you're down to minor bleeding. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to dance around you and go back and grab our baseball bat. That way we can finish you guys with melee instead of dealing with that. So let's wield the baseball bat and we should be able to put this back in the holster. I don't know if shooting was the right call, but that's what we're doing. And I could grab the pack, but I'm not going to do that. So I think we just do the dance again around the furniture as best we can. See if we can lure you in. Nope, you broke the glass. Of course you did. Okay, so that's one. We hear glass shattering. Why do I hear glass shattering? There was no glass left to be shattered. Maybe there was a glass item there. You hear glass shattering, you hear whump. Bro, what are you smashing? Plastic prescription bottle. There's drugs? Oh, it must be from the corpse. Okay, maybe it had a glass bottle on it or something. Please step on the tile. And actually a little trapped in here now because I don't know the easiest way to go. See if we maybe can lure you. No, you didn't want to cooperate. That's fine. Let's hop the fence. See if we can lure you back this way, maybe through the glass again. Okay, so awkward, very awkward engagement, but we did come out of it without a single scratch, which is really ultimately a good thing. Grab our hiking backpack, put that back on so we can loot some of this stuff, and then I don't know if we're going to go to this house because I just don't want to deal with, like, we've already dealt with 4 of them and there were like 7 more on the street, actually 8 more I think. It was 6 regular zombies, 2 tough zombies, and then we saw the feral mechanic over here, and a decayed zombie was there as well, I believe. So I really don't want to deal with like 10 enemies for one house. It's just such an annoying thing. Look at all these Z's. Why are there so many hordes on the road? I don't understand. There's like 10 different hordes here. I mean, it wasn't like that last time I played. I don't remember there being such heavy monster density on the streets like that. I mean, it's just so many of them. Okay, well, I mean, whatever. I guess maybe that's just how the game is now, or I'm not familiar or something. Let's do a little bit of loot cleanup here, and then we'll get out of here. Because I don't really, well, I mean, we're going to have to call the episode, really, is what it's going to come down to. A barometer. Yeah, I don't really need one of those. We'll take the sleeping pills. What drugs are in here? Nicotine gum, meth, and caffeinated chewing gum. Sure, we'll take those. We definitely are taking the books, although I think we have what's a transistor already in our inventory. And then here's the glass shards from whatever it was shattering. Anything on this body? Just more loot. Money, I mean, not loot. Obviously there's loot on it, but more bikini bottoms. Yeah, somebody needs to take a look at those bikini bottoms spawning too much. These are the same books we found in the last one. Is it really set to manually spawn like the same 2 or 3 books? The Precisionist? What the heck? A dedicated journal about various firearms, their usage and news about them. Different articles review new firearm models, old models, new attachments, hunting, maintenance, and a lot of other topics. So Precisionist as in precision shooting, I guess. I was like, what is this? What does this even mean, the Precisionist? I've never heard that term. Folding knife. I mean, we don't really need like a 8th knife here. We already have a bunch of those. Bike helmet, we already have better stuff than that. Yeah, none of that's going to be of interest. And then just general work gear we don't really want. I guess we'll take the earplugs. I don't know if we have a pair of earplugs. People always tell me to take tool belts. I don't think we need tool belts though. Anyway, I think we're going to call the episode here. I think we did some stuff. Like, obviously we got great vision radius. I'm really worried about the density of hordes that I'm seeing in the streets here. The game was never like that when I played before. You would find, 4 or 5 zombies on the street, and some of them would be in houses and things like that. So I'm a little concerned if every Z is like 10 of them. I mean, that's just so many zombies. And I understand it's not like a small town, but it's just, I wasn't expecting quite that amount of monster density. And you'll see this is where we saw the zombies before, where we know there's like 8 of them on the street, and that's not even triggering the Z pop-up. So if the Z pop-up doesn't appear for 8 zombies, then that means all of these are bigger than a group of 8 zombies. So that's a lot of creatures to deal with just because I want a cardboard box, But anyway, everyone, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I know I guess we got a decent amount done. We got more stuff for upgrades, but yeah, so we'll be back in the near future with more content. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time.